Hi, Packer fans. My name is John, and this is my good buddy Andy. And you're listening to the Packers Blitz podcast, mock draft 3.0. So, as you know, this is the podcast done by fans who, especially two fans who survived the 80s and live to talk about it. But we're mainly talking about our favorite fans, Packer fans. As always, like to hit the applause button. So we're going to get right into it.
I tried to whistle. I can't even whistle.
So our last episode is probably one of our longer episodes talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, boy. Yeah, it was.
So we went through a lot of different things with them. So, hey, please listen to it. See what you think. This is going to be a mini-sode. We're going to talk about the third round. We just have some few players to talk about. And then, give us your
another
opinion.
shout out to Zach for helping us out with that and taking the time out of his busy schedule. His time away from his lovely girlfriend, Carissa, and their two dogs. Bravo is one, and Irwin. They're two dogs. So thank you for that.
Thanks, hopefully we'll have you on again sometime.
Yeah, so John, I know we're kind of winging it here a little bit.
Yeah.
There was a couple news and notes that we needed to talk about that right off the top of my head, because we love talking about Keyshawn Nixon.
Yep.
We resigned him. Yeah, we resigned him, which is awesome. And so that's going to help our special teams right away. I believe they gave him a 1-year contract.
That is correct.
$6 million.
Yeah, around there.
But I could totally be wrong on that.
Yeah, you're close enough.
So that's great. It's a good start there, isn't it?
Sign him, right?
Yeah. So what I think that was kind of who we targeted as our number one Packer player to resign. And I'm really, really happy that they did that. Plus, he's not. He's a contributor on defense, so he can help out a little bit there. So, good pickup for us, and I'm glad we re-signed him, and he's back with the team.
Yeah, and then Robert.
Robert Tonyan. You want to take that one?
Yeah, I'll take that one.
Okay.
He signed with the Bears.
The Bears.
So good luck to you, Robert.
Yeah, good luck to you, Robert, with that.
He's a good guy. So here's
big difference between Justin Fields and Aaron Rodgers throwing him the football. That's all I'm going to say on that. So
that's the Grand Canyon.
Good luck to you, Robert. We, appreciated you while you were here, and we hope everything goes well for you.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a good guy. Wish you nothing but the best. So let's get right into it. Round 3 of our mock draft for you. So my pick is Blake, like I said, Freeland, offensive tackle, BYU. He was a standout at the combine the last whatever weekend it was. He's extremely, what they say, more than an adequate athlete, which I love. That's hilarious. He has solid technique. He granted, jumping from BYU will be an adjustment, but he is potential starting caliber left tackle in the third round. And it would be what they're saying right now, that everyone who said the Packers take this would be an absolute steal for the Pack. So he's a big guy, good feet. I've seen some of his balance. He reminds me a little bit, and I know Packer fans are going to kill me on this one. David Bakhtiari kind of has that same strength, that same movement, and he's a left tackle. Now, Andy, before we get to your picks, I'm going to do mine really quick because they're kind of the same. And you're probably going, wait a minute, I thought you guys were going to do offense.
I did. I mean, Bakhtiari most likely not going to be around too much longer, and had some injury issues. Yes. So that's a good call out, John. Yes. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Left tackle, huh? So that's even better.
Yeah. So this guy I like even better if we can get him in the third. Oh. His name was Matthew Bergeron, I believe. He's an offensive tackle out of Syracuse.
Okay.
He's a gifted athlete. This guy has unbelievable athleticism as a run blocker. I mean, he gets. I was just watching some stuff on him, and he just was like running. He was like you would like, well, he's a tight end. He's a tight end out there, but he was just when it comes to blocking, he was outstanding. I mean, he just would get to that second level. So imagine Aaron Jones, you get to the first level, and then you get to that second level where the linebackers come up or safety or maybe be a corner possibly, and you hit that guy, he's gone. He once that second level opens up, Aaron Jones is definitely gone. He he was the 39 game starter. Um, like I said, he really seals outside run lanes, which I saw and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's who we need. And he generates that great push at the point of attack. So he's a really, really nice offensive tackle. I don't think he's a left tackle. I think he would be a nice right tackle for depth for us. He reminds me a little bit of, I think Josh Sitton was a guard, if I remember correctly, but kind of Josh Sitton kind of, he just had that really good range and he could really, really block well. And the reason I'm taking, instead of offense, defense, like we've been doing in the past 2 rounds, the reason, and I told this to Andy, is because we kind of need to protect Jordan Love. Aaron Rodgers is gone. We need Jordan Love to be upright and be able to get out of the pocket if he needs to. And someone, oh, for crying out loud, because we're probably not going to resign Mercedes Lewis, someone to take that off of our plate where we could hit that lane and really, really get Aaron Jones going and Quadzilla get going. So those are my 2 picks.
Yeah. Now,
Think
John, with Bergeron, is he able to play multiple positions on the offensive line,
no,
or
he's a
mainly?
tackle.
Okay,
They
maybe
could
maybe
slip him
guard.
into maybe guard. He's a
Okay.
little bit. I don't want to say. I don't want to say small. That's not the reason because he's a pretty big guy. He's over 6 feet, close to 300. Um, I just don't think he has the feet for it. He's got to get out in space. He's one of those guys that if you try to get him sitting there in a guard position next to the center, he's not going to get, even though he did get pretty good push as the tackle position, he doesn't have that body type. He just is a really rangy guy where he can just get out there, get to, like I said, get to the second level, really pop open that running lane and, get, again, Jordan Love can run too. So if you can get Jordan Love that second level, get him running, he's like another, Jalen Hurts, where he can get out there. So,
Yeah, I
unfortunately,
forgot to. I started to cut you off, John. I
no,
forgot to
go ahead.
mention earlier, and this kind of ties in with the offensive line. Josh Nyman
Mm.
got resigned.
Oh,
So we have
interesting.
him back in the fold. I think he's
Huh.
gonna be with us. So
Okay.
he was projected out at right tackle, I believe.
Yeah.
And again, if Bakhtiari goes down, then
Mm-hmm.
they could move him over there, but normally they don't.
Correct.
But
Yeah.
so I just wanted to mention that while we were
Yeah.
talking about the offensive
Yeah.
line.
Oh no. Yeah. Yeah.
The reason I brought up whether he played multiple positions, that
Yeah.
tends to be what the Packers do. They
Correct.
draft guys that can play multiple positions on the offensive line and are typically really good athletes that can do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So when some of their guys go down, like our center went down last year, you can move another guy in that can play
Yeah.
center. And
Yeah.
so they usually like to see that in their
Sure.
offensive linemen that they have some options.
Correct.
Does that make sense? So yeah,
Absolutely makes
that's
sense.
usually how we draft. So, and I'm not saying that they will not draft a left tackle or a right tackle for
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
matter. But yeah,
Mhm.
that is going to be an area of need moving forward. And I think it's a pretty deep draft, isn't it, John, for
Yes.
offensive linemen?
Yes, it is.
And so you would expect some of those offensive linemen may start falling to
Yeah.
us, possibly in the second or third round.
Correct.
Yeah, that's a distinct possibility. So I like both those options for us.
Yeah. Yeah. So You went a completely different way, which is awesome. You went.
I stuck with our format.
Yeah. I was gonna
And
stick with it, but
I
I didn't see any
realized,
defense.
yeah, but you were really high on the other two guys, which is
Yeah,
not a
really high.
problem. I mean, that's great. I mean, if you want to talk about those two guys, you think those two guys,
Oh, absolutely.
you're absolutely right. And I'm going to bring this up in a little bit. I wrote down, I kid you not, and I kid the fans not, I don't know, 30, 40 names of people that they may select in the third
Yeah.
round. And this is
Right.
all by draft experts,
Yeah.
gurus, whatever you want to call them. And time and time and time again, it was offensive players. So I don't have a problem with you picking two offensive guys because most likely it seems like that's who we're going to be picking in the third round
Right.
for whatever reason, which I would guess would mean the draft is deeper on the offensive side of the ball, or in
Sure.
that particular range, there's
Mm-hmm.
more offensive players that
Right.
should be on the board and are ranked higher, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know, but time and time again, it was amazing. There were practically no defensive players even selected in the third round by the pack. So,
Yep.
yeah, so
That's what I
that's
saw.
fine. But I stuck with our format. And
No, good, buddy.
for me, my pick for the pack at pick 78
Pick
in the
78.
third round, John will be picking 78.
Mhm.
I picked Jaden Reed, wide receiver from Michigan State.
Interesting.
And that is not Jerron Reed, the defensive lineman. We just lost him to the
Yeah, we just
Seattle.
lost in Seattle.
I figured that's another thing I forgot to bring up. Sorry. Okay, well, off the subject. But Jaden Reed, wide receiver, Michigan State. He is 6 foot tall,
Mhm.
185 pounds. He's
Ooh.
fast. He
Yeah.
has 4.4 speed. He's tough. He
Okay.
could only see out of one eye at the combine. He still caught passes, all of them, and gutted it out. He
Wow.
couldn't see out of one of his eyes. So he's tough. He's smooth. He has
Mhm.
precise cuts, game-changing speed, and outstanding hands. He's versatile.
Mhm.
He can be a punt returner, kick returner, an outside receiver, an inside receiver, which I think that's where the Packers would probably put him.
Yeah.
Even a gunner on special teams, so he could help us on our special teams play. Maybe he could take punts and then have Keyshawn Nixon do punt return or kickoff returns.
Yeah.
So he versatile, could be a good fit that way.
Yeah.
And very interesting.
Very
Interesting. We didn't do that last podcast, but we're going to do it a lot in this one.
Yeah, we
Very interesting. Some prognosticators,
Yeah.
I actually said that right. Prognosticators, I actually pronounced that right.
Right.
Have the 49ers taken him with the 99th pick in the draft.
Okay.
So it would be nice to stick it to them.
Yeah, stick it to them.
And for us to select them before they do. So, yeah. So I have some things that I want to say about the 49ers, but I'm not going to say them.
That's a different episode.
I'll have a potty mouth and I'll start swearing.
Yeah,
but,
different.
Maybe we could stick it to the man, stick it to him, and pick him instead.
Yeah.
Just a quick side note, again, which I repeated before, in most of the draft experts that I saw with the 30, 40 picks that they had us taking, a lot of different picks in the third round. The 85 to 90% of them have the Packers selecting an offensive player of some kind. Offensive tackle, wide receiver, a lot of wide receivers. Oh my gosh, a lot of wide receivers.
Yeah.
Running back or tight ends. So those were the majority. They didn't have us picking a quarterback, or a center or a guard or anything like that. So I saw a lot of those 4 positions. So most likely we are going to be picking an offensive player, and hopefully it might be Jaden Reed from Michigan State. So we'll see about that.
Okay.
And then I switched to defense, and my pick with the 78th pick would be Zach Harrison, edge from the Ohio State University. And very interesting, John.
Very interesting.
I selected him for 2 reasons.
Okay.
Number 1, my firstborn son's name is Zachary Harrison.
Right.
So that's the one reason I selected Zachary Harrison. And number 2, my brother-in-law, Sharif, loves Ohio State for
Okay.
some reason.
All right.
So he loves the Ohio State. So shout
The
out
Ohio
to
State.
Sharif,
Yes.
who hopefully will start maybe listening to our podcast, but we'll see.
Come on.
So anyway, Zach Harrison is 6'6" tall, 268 pounds,
Hmm.
big guy,
Yeah.
and very, very
Very
interesting.
interesting.
Some draft gurus have the Seattle Seahawks selecting him with the 72nd
Come
pick.
on.
Hopefully they don't, and the Packers do. And the
Yeah.
Packers make them pay for that
Yeah.
mistake at 78. So I hope they do that and they don't
Yeah.
select them. So Zach Harrison has ridiculous athletic skills. He
Mm.
ran a 4.5 40-yard dash.
Whoa.
4.5.
Phew.
Pretty. That's fast, John, for
That
a
is
defensive
fast.
lineman.
That's size?
Yeah, there was another
Wow.
thing that I looked up. I saw he did a 4.4, but then I did some more looking, and I think he did a 4.5 because I did a double take when I saw that he had ran a 4.4.
Wow.
I mean, that's what that previous pick I had, Jaden Reed, ran.
Yeah, Jaden Reed.
The wide receiver
Before.
from Michigan State.
Hmm.
So anyway, he runs really fast and he flies past bigger tackles in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And that's a quote.
Wow.
Fast, quick, and he plays with burst.
Right. Burst.
And then he looks the part. He's long, quick, and fast.
Mhm.
He's going to be a potentially great edge player in the NFL.
Yeah. Interesting.
There is no doubt that he stands up to all the great Ohio State pass rushers in recent drafts, the Bosa brothers and Chase Young, and could easily surpass them. But he is not as polished and is still very raw. I believe he's a junior coming out.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's 21. He's almost 22 years old, just to let you know. So he is the definition of a boom or bust prospect. Just adding a few things. This isn't even in the notes, but he was also a 5-star recruit out of high school. So he's got some definite talent potential. And he is currently ranked number 4 defensive end by NFL Draft Buzz. Remember our previous podcast a couple podcasts ago? I think it was our podcast number 15. You had picked John Miles Murphy.
Correct.
Yeah, Miles Murphy was ranked number 1. And sorry, John, they have Miles Murphy going way before us in the top 10.
That.
Yeah, several drafts. So I don't think he's going to be there anyway.
That.
But okay. Moving on with that. So did you like any of my picks, John?
I love him.
I'm leaning more toward the Harrison kid. If he fell to us, he's been ranked higher than that in the low 60s talent-wise.
Yeah.
62, 63, I think somewhere in there. They had Seattle picking him at 72. Hopefully he scares off some teams. He kind of has that boomer bust quality, but he does have, man, he has a tremendous upside.
Yeah, I've seen this kid. Yeah, I like him.
So,
I love your pick.
Yeah.
I think either one, it really depends what we get for Rodgers. If we get a receiver earlier, like Quentin Rollins or a tight end of,
You mean Quentin Johnson?
Yeah, Quentin Johnson. Thank you.
Okay.
Quentin
Johnston. Oh, sorry, I said Johnson. I knew I was going to do it.
Sorry.
I didn't do it the whole podcast, last podcast, John. You got me. This is what, when we start doing this off the cuff stuff, this is what happens. Yeah, Johnston. It's not Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I love both your picks. I think the only thing that worries me about the kid from Ohio State, Reed, is that we don't have time for boomer bust products or projects or whatever you want to say. And that's kind of, I don't know. But then again, Rashawn Gary, he was kind of a project when he got here. And, he turned out pretty darn good. So, and I like that he's tall, that he can block passes and get in the passing lanes. I love that. And Jaden Reed, he looks like a good possession receiver. We definitely need that. We need a slot guy who takes over for good old Randall Cobb, who will probably be a Jet by this time next week. So I love them. I think they're really good picks. So I would like to see, though, if I would like to see an offensive tackle, or I would say Reed. If I was making a choice between either one, if we took either one, the guy out of BYU or out of Ohio State, Reed, I'm all right. I love either one. So yeah, great picks.
I think, John, with us having Jordan Love as our starting quarterback moving
Yeah.
forward, we're going to need to get him all the talent we possibly can.
Yes.
So I understand why you're leaning toward that pick of that wide receiver. And I hope they really make a concerted effort. They are going to have to, they aren't going to have Aaron Rodgers. So you can't defer to the defense all the time. And you got to start using some high draft picks on offensive talent and offensive skill position players. So
you do. Absolutely. So great picks again. That was our third round. Again, if you disagree, packersblitz80@gmail.com. Go to comment section on YouTube and tell us, hey, we're out of our minds, or you guys are pretty good. So Andy, you have a me moment before we go.
Oh yeah, I already did the me moment though in the last podcast. So no more me moments.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
You want me to do it again? I could do it again.
Just to reemphasize, right? Yeah.
What's that?
Go ahead.
You want me to do it again?
Yes, I do, sir.
Just repeat it again. Okay, here we go.
You betcha.
Here we go again.
This.
The me moment. I'm gonna be just like Aaron Rodgers. It's all about me, right?
Ooh, shots fired.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Jordan Love's career moving forward. I'm excited for the Packers organization being freed of the drama that is Aaron Rodgers. Most of all, I'm excited for our Packers Blitz podcast and all of the content that Aaron Rodgers' decision is about to provide us. Rodgers playing for the Jets in the Big Apple, and Jordan Love will be the new starting quarterback for your Green Bay Packers football team. A lot of content coming our way, don't you think, John? A lot. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the rest of 2023. We're going to have a lot to talk about because we're not only going to be paying attention to what the Packers are doing, we're going to be paying attention quite a bit to what the Jets are doing.
Yes, we are.
And yeah. So, I mean, I wish Aaron the best. I really do. And I hope he succeeds there.
Yeah.
And it really sounds like he is not going to be a Packer anymore.
No.
And, I hope he tears it up in the AFC. As long as he's not tearing it up in the NFC, I'm fine with that. Right. The Packers are not going to trade him to any NFC teams. So it's going to be, I would guess it's going to be the Jets or nobody, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Okay.
But it could change. You never know. Washington needs a quarterback.
That's true.
Just saying.
Well, yeah, Miami needs a quarterback too.
Yeah, Miami needs a quarterback too.
Yep.
You're right. So, Packer fans, that was our third round draft. Please listen to our extended Aaron Rodgers comments. You will love it. And, again, please like us on Facebook and listen to us wherever you listen to your podcast. Andy, great. We will talk to you again. And go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go. See you really soon, John.
See you soon, buddy. Love you. Bye. This is John from Packers Blitz, and I have a great deal for you. We've been using Podbean for months now, and we love it. So you can get a free month of hosting for your podcast. But wait, there's more. We can also throw in $100 of free advertising where you can advertise on Packer Blitz or many other podcasts on Podbean. So like I said, we love it here, Packers Blitz. So all you have to do is go to packersblitzpodbean.com. That's packersblitzpodbean.com. Click on the special links and you all set and get you up and running. And like I said, Packer Blitz loves it, and you'll love it too.